So, Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, new game that just came out a few days ago. I've been playing around with it a little bit. I've always kind of viewed these games, the hero collector, I guess, type of game, kind of through the lens of, I guess, Galaxy of Heroes and Marvel Strike Force. I think those are two sort of the leaders in the market. I'm always excited to see a new game. I've tried all, Lego and all the new ones have come over the last couple years. And so I've been checking this one out, and it's definitely got some very, very nicely done, like the UI and the game characters. All that stuff is really, really well done. So I'll take you a look. This is like a tanky type character here. Pretty obvious with the giant shield, of course. And it has some of the similar mechanics as it does to other collector games. So you can see. Let's go back into this guy. Looks like we had an update coming in here too, so there's some new stuff, which is good to see they're updating the game. So they have a couple different upgradable things here. You can see you have abilities in the top right here. We have a gun here, which can be upgraded, and those are all done through different things you collect in the game. Typical, hero collector stuff. You'll have different nodes you'll be able to collect these items on, and eventually you'll be able to level these things up. So in this case, it does change the gun, which is cool. So as you get more powerful, you get different benefits, things like that. Let's go back to the screen here. And then with that, they have gear upgrades. So if you go into one of these, you can see there's, again, your typical slots. So like here at Galaxy of Heroes, there's a lot more. I think there's 6 slots for gear. And this one's, sort of same vein. You need, 5 of these things. You can click on them and craft them. So I'm one short, so I can say, okay, I need this item. You do find, and it's got the same automatic thing. We'll do a quick auto just to show you what that looks like. We'll do a level in a little bit here to show you what those look like. Oops, I hit the wrong button. So we'll do an auto win. We'll do it 3 times. That should be enough to get me my stuff. We're synchronizing. There we go. So we'll close this, go back, and now I've got enough pieces to craft that part. Which one was I doing? I think I was doing this one. So here, we'll craft this. So there you go. I've got the one part. I still got this other part here I would need. So anyways, you upgrade all 3 of these, then you can upgrade the, I guess they call it the gear grade, which will, this button basically lights up and you can do that from there. So that's that for the gear and for the weapons. Over here you have abilities. So these again get leveled up as you play the game. They have full bios for each of the characters. So if you're kind of into the background of the character and how they work, it actually gives you kind of a breakdown of the character, what they're good at, what they're bad at. So he's obviously survival based since he's a tank. A little bit of control, but not very strong in the weapons. Just typical, what a tank you'd expect to be. And then abilities you can see at rank 4, and I think this corresponds with your weapon rank. So as you level up your weapons, you'll unlock these. So you can see this is a passive ability, this is an active ability. And then we've got stats, which again, pretty standard fare for this type of game. We'll go and take a look at one of the DPS type characters. Looks like she's one of those. So if we went to her stuff, again, she's got a full bio, and now she's way more weapons and abilities based, but obviously her survival's a lot less. So kind of standard fare stuff there, but I thought this was really cool. All the screens are super well laid out. It's got kind of a cell shaded, like a little bit of a cell shaded look to it. But yeah, I don't have anything visually as far as the game goes. It seems pretty good. And then you can also collect shards for each of the characters. And you can see there's different levels where you'll get those. So that's sort of an overview of the character screen. And you can see I've already unlocked quite a few of the characters. As far as leveling up, I've been sort of focused on a core 5. There's probably better characters to go with, but I figured I was kind of interested into seeing what kind of bottlenecks and choke points the game put in place to kind of slow you down. And so far, it's not been too bad. Some of the characters do get a little bit behind leveling wise. I'm level 23 right now, and I have got my core 5 up to 23. So it seems to stay fairly close in terms of keeping your character intact with what your level is. I haven't had any huge blocks there. They do have a guild system. I applied for like 4 or 5 guilds. I have not. I don't know what's going on. These are almost full guilds, but no one's responded to it yet. So I don't know what's up with that. It seems weird that you can apply. 1, 2, 3. Looks like I got 3 open requests. It's been several days. I've not really pursued it. because I just assumed they would eventually accept it, but they didn't refuse it or accept it. So anyways, there is a guild system. I have not gotten into that yet, but just know that's there. Beyond that, we have our daily things. So these are sort of like the dailies or the daily kind of missions that you do in Galaxy of Heroes or the Marvel game where you collect different materials and things like that. And so this is a new day. I have not done this one yet, but you basically get 3 chances at this, and then you'll unlock different things. So here you can see here your rewards, an orb key, which is sort of like a mini chest. So that's something that you can do every day. That's built into the game. They do have an event system, and so these rotate as well. You can see this one's up for another 8 hours. And they'll usually drop character shards and things like that in these missions. This one does not have that, but it looks like you can get some more orb keys and some additional cash. And there's usually a couple of these running. This is a special one I've not completed. I wasn't powerful enough to do that. I think I might be powerful enough to do it now. But you can see this is awarding shards for this character. Once I finish this, I will be able to level him up to 2 stars, which is pretty cool. So those events, they run pretty much every day. We have a vendor, which I've not done a lot in terms of spending. This is obviously, they're going to monetize this. This is some of the bundles. I will say some of the artwork here is really sharp. If you have to look at bundles, at least they've spent some time making them look nice. But typical stuff you'd see in a hero collector. I've not, again, messed with much of this. I have a feeling this is like guild currency, maybe? I'm not sure. Nope. Not enough currency. So I'm not exactly sure. Can you buy this one? Let's see. Ah, yeah. So you can buy that currency. So I don't really spend early in these games, if at all. But that's what that is. That's your vendor. Then your orb depot is sort of your daily kind of. You can invest various currencies and things. So you can see here. I've got a basic orb. I'll show you what that looks like. We'll claim this. They've got different looking chests for each type of tier. And usually you get like a little bit of, these are different materials for different level ups, things like that. Looks like I have one more claim here. Let's go ahead and that. So again, it's super nice graphically. Oh, I actually got some hero shards there. Very cool. So those do show up. You can buy those for the regular currency, which you can see I have up in the top right here. I don't know if I have anything else in here that I can open. I think these come from PvP. Yeah, Arena. These come from Arena. So there's various shards. Again, very, very standard fare for this type of game. And then we've got our objectives, which we'll look at in a minute. We'll have a campaign, which we have currently I've unlocked 2 of the modes. So this is sort of the starting set of missions, and then the allies are the second set of missions. And it looks like they start restricting as you kind of move up the chain. And then finally we have Arena, which is you versus other players. I've not done a lot in Arena. I'm not usually a huge fan of Arena in these types of games, but it's there if you're into that kind of thing. And then your objectives for the game. These are going to be like your daily quests. So you can see I've already done some of, these are just, actually these may be new ones because I don't remember these being in here. So it looks like you get some, yeah, it looks like I'll level up a character, which is pretty cool. You can click show me, it'll take you to where you need to go into the game to do these items. New commander checklist. It's acting like I've got more stuff, but I don't see anything there. Let's try this one. Oh yeah, these were definitely added, I think, recently. I don't remember seeing these before. Here's the level up. So once I level up, then all my characters can also level up. This is actually kind of a neat thing. As you level up, you also get different benefits too. So you can see I got orbs. You can see I unlocked a character. I think this character actually unlocked game modes. This is kind of a neat thing. It kind of reminds me of a, kind of like a where you buy the pack, the season pass type thing. But this is actually part of the game. This is part of the leveling up process, and it kind of shows you as you move up the ranks all the different things you get. So different tags, different characters. So this is kind of cool. This is a neat thing, just to kind of keep you motivated, keep you moving through the game. And you can also see I activated this character, so let's do the activation. Hopefully there's not a penalty for doing this, like there is in other games, Galaxy Heroes, where you can actually inflate your roster's power, which will affect you in other places. So there we go. It looks like she's a sniper. Let's take a quick look at the stats. Yeah, it looks like abilities and weapons. So again, not very much in survival and aid. So more of an ability, maybe like a controller type character, and more of a damage dealer. So as you can see, there's lots of stuff in here to unlock. as you level up and just do stuff to the game. I will say the very early part of this game does a really, really good job of feeding you more and more stuff to do, more and more rewards, new characters, things like that. They've done a really good job of balancing that. I don't know other games. This is a Ubisoft game. I don't know what other games they've done that with, but you can tell that they've spent a lot of time on getting that right, and it certainly shows. This is weird that this is way at the bottom. But let's go ahead and unlock that character some more. Looks like we may get enough shards. Yeah, may get enough shards to go all the way up to, yeah, another star level. Very cool. So there we go. So that's in your objectives. And you do have dailies in here. Let's see if they didn't move those around. I thought they had the dailies in here. Did they show up somewhere else? Oh, daily ops. Yeah, I think we already talked about. No, those are not them. I thought they had daily quests in here. Maybe I'm completely missing it. There we go, daily objectives. Yeah, I was staring right over it. And so again, these are typical hero collector type stuff. Win allies missions, open orbs. You can see I've done a few of these already. So those are your dailies that you'll get various rewards for, and they'll show up as the day ends. There we go. So they also have a calendar, your daily rewards, so you can see each. This is again pretty standard fare for things like these types of games. And then we've got news. So it looks like they've got a new allies bundle. They do have quite a few bundles, quite a bit of monetization. There's a lot of pop-up ads as you launch the game. I don't think that's unusual for these types of games. They don't really bother me. I kind of just skip through it. So all that said, how does the game play? All right, well, let's go in and take a look at sort of the gameplay. We'll go into the campaign mode. And sadly, I think this is where the game actually struggles the most, in my opinion. And I'm not really sure what to make of this. I don't know if the game's not done yet, or if they're still doing things with it, or what's going on. But we'll take a look at it here. My guys do have upgrades available. That's probably because I need to level up. Yeah, it looks like I can. So you can just train these guys up. And it's got kind of a nice feature here where you can just skip from one to the next. And it will stay with the characters you have locked in. So this is kind of cool for leveling up, your team as you go. Obviously, over time, this is less useful because you'll have a core set of team. You'll be max level. I think that was all the guys, right? Yeah. So let's go into the combat orders. And so this is sort of one of the core components of the game where you get to pick various perks. And so the perk I've got selected right now is called Combat Aid. And you can read about it. It restores 24% health to all allies in a 4-meter radius over 4 seconds and cleanses all control or negative effects from the target ally. Okay, pretty cool. I've actually leveled this up one level, so it also instantly restores 10% health to the target ally. So this is a heal, basically, and I can pick and choose which person that's going to go to. This one is called Airstrike, and it says fire 4 missiles in a 4-meter radius around the selected target, each damaging all enemies for 4% of health. Then the first missile roots all enemies for an additional 3 seconds and damages for an additional 2% health. The first missile blinds the target enemy. Tap a tactic to select its variant. So you get to pick between these two. I can pick blind or I can pick roots, right? And so this one I can actually have a 6-meter radius, or I can do an additional 10%. Sorry, I forgot. I realized that the other day. And you can see they have charge times. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. There's various ones here. There's an EMP where you can, interrupt activities. This one instantly brings an ally's ability up, and so whatever ability your character has, that will be ready right away. And each character has sort of its own ability. Like I was saying, like this power shield thing. Fully deploys the rock and taunts for 2 of the closest enemies for 5 seconds. So if you use that ability, that would be ready right away, and you could use it right during the match. Alright, so those are the 2 things you pick. So let's go into a battle. I've actually beaten this one. The next one I've actually struggled with, so I want to actually show what the battle looks like. So again, very cool loading screens. Looks very, very sharp. The gameplay itself is actually very nice. Like you can see the backgrounds are fully realized. You can see, what wave you're in, objective. Now, this is the thing. Like I actually don't move these guys anywhere. I don't have any control over my characters. Basically, the only 2 things I can do are these 2 things. So like this guy's getting kind of weak. I can pick a heal, put that on top of him. There we go. And like this kind of goes into a countdown because I can't use it again until it's ready. But again, like there's no like telling people where to go. They kind of do their own thing. There's no direction. I can put missiles on people, but again, all I can do is target these 2 spells. So that's it. I mean, that's really the gameplay loop, and it's kind of confusing to me. being it's a tactical game, I thought it would be really neat to be able to pick and choose where to position these guys, either when you're setting up your team or when you're actually in the game, like maybe before you actually launched. I just noticed my glasses are making my look like I have no eyes. Um, but I thought it would let you have more control over sort of like what your characters are doing. It's sort of a weird game loop to me. Um, and so that's it. Like, it really is, it's really coming down to how powerful your characters are and if you can actually clear the event or not. It's not really about like tactics, which for this kind of a game seems important. So like, let's go into this one, which is one I was struggling with the other night. Um, and see if this one goes any better now since I've leveled up. So again, let's drop in. Let's take another look. It does show you on the screen before you go in your power versus their opponent's power. I found that's kind of reliable, and in some instances is not as much as you would think. I found that it's best to get a strike off early so you can get your cooldowns in place. But again, like I'm not doing much here, right? I'm just kind of watching them shoot each other. There is a ability that lets you shoot at whichever character you want. You can pick which character. But I found that this ability feels like it does as much damage, or if not more. I keep thinking I'm missing something with this. Like I've tried pausing it, which doesn't really like let you do anything but retreat or resume. There's really nothing here in terms of what you can do. And I'm kind of disappointed about this. Like I really thought that, as a Tom Clancy kind of a game, I thought there would be a lot more strategy involved, just in the game loop. It's not to say you won't lose battles, but again, when you're running only two of these things at any given time, there just isn't a lot of decision making to be made. I guess you could throw the heal in the wrong place or maybe not wait long enough, but I don't know. So this is probably the most disappointing thing to me about the game itself. I think it's like I said, everything else looks great. The mechanics for getting you going, the characters and how they start, and in terms of how they feed you to make the characters get stronger and better and keep you engaged with the game. There we go. We actually beat that one that round. Is really good. The graphics are great, the victory screens, the rewards, all of it's great, and the gameplay just seems really lacking. So I don't know. He's telling me to be quiet. I don't know if they're just not done with it. If the idea was to have some of those concepts in place for the game, um, to sort of let you do more of that stuff. Looks like I've completed this actual event. Um, I don't know. I gotta say, I'm kind of bummed about it, to be honest. I don't know why the game plays that way. And Arena is the same way. Let's go into do a quick arena battle. Looks like we have an upgrade here. I think that's to. Actually, she's not somebody I've been using. Let's take her back out. So we'll take you out, put you in. I like this medic guy. He seems to help out a little bit when you get a little bit low. I had the shield when I was using. Again, I still think these are the two best I've found, at least in terms of what I like. I'm gonna do the blind one this time, see what happens. Alright, can I level this person up here? Yeah, I can. So let's upgrade this person to the next star level. There we go. So that was a reward for that last one we just finished. So when you deploy, it actually goes and it looks for a matchup, and you can actually decline this matchup if you want. You can say, I don't want this. So you can see I'm showing, 3,000, 2,000-ish more of a squad rating. Let's go ahead and go in and battle. Again, very cool cut screens, very cool loading screens. The loading times are all good. The flag back here looks really cool. But again, like unless I'm missing something, the gameplay loop is just really lacking. Like I would never bundle these guys. Like I'd want, I don't know, maybe pull this guy over here, or maybe put this guy up here. It's very strange, and it feels unfinished, honestly. Like they finally said, we need to get this out. I remember way back in the day, I had a Sega baseball game, I think it was, and it had everything in baseball except you didn't do the fielding. The computer did all the fielding for you. It was really strange, and like everything else, you hit and you pitched, but like you had no interaction with the game after that. This feels that way to me. I mean, yeah, you can control the missiles and pick out who you want to pick off, but in general, I don't know, very weird. So, that said, is the game worth playing? Yeah, I think if you like hero collectors and you want to try it out, like I've probably put 2 or 3 hours into the game so far. I'm hoping to see it get better. I'm hoping to see some of the changes to the game. I was looking at some of their reviews, on Google, and they do seem to be listening to the feedback. And I think that the players have been saying similar to what I've been saying, like, hey, it's kind of weird that there's not more strategy to this, but time will tell. We'll see what happens. Looks like there was an update. Let's see if they actually put in this email what the update was. Don't forget to claim your daily rewards. We already did that. It looks like you get rewards for your daily season stuff too. Again, I didn't do much in terms of PvP. So there it is, a new Tom Clancy game. Like I said, I think it's worth checking out. I hope they continue to innovate and make the actual game loop better. All the various modes I've seen have played out the same way. It really feels like you're just grinding materials to get your characters up to a certain level, but there's no, I didn't see a whole lot of theory crafting, and maybe at higher levels, maybe you need to figure out like what team counters what, and maybe there's some of that there, but for now, it's not quite there, at least in terms of the leveling up experience and sort of the strategy components of it. I really hope they go back and take a look at some of that when they go, um, you know, putting that putting that part of the game. I think first is going to be very important for them. Um, you know, when you get to this screen, I think there's more to be done here. I think maybe these need to be, front line and back line and midline or something like that. And there's advantages to doing each of those. There's stuff they could do here to make it better. It's just not done yet, in my opinion. They've got some basic stuff that games miss. I mean, being able to filter characters, that's stuff that like a lot of like games out the gate miss. They've got the visuals, they got everything else. I think they have a great shell. I think that the underlying loop, like I said, though, needs some work. So, anyways, that's the review for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to check it out. I'll put a link down to the game below. It's out now on iOS and Android. I'm playing this on BlueStacks. It works really, really great. And hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks.